Hi guys, welcome to my week 33 post VSG update. I hope you are all doing well. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 20th, 2016 in Morristown, New Jersey at Morristown Medical Center. I'm 30 years old, 5'8". My high weight, starting weight, day of surgery was 265. Last week I came to you at 183.4 and this week I am 183.7. So that is a gain of 0.3 pounds for the week and a loss of 81.3 pounds overall since surgery. So, am I happy with that? No, of course not. I'd like for it to have been a loss. But do I deserve it? Yeah, kind of. Last weekend, my husband and I went to a crawfish festival, which was really nice. The weather in New Jersey has been pretty terrible, cold and rainy, except for Saturday of last week. It was like sunny and warm and beautiful. So it was a perfect day to go to a festival. And as you might recall, I'm from New Orleans, and crawfish is definitely a hometown favorite. So this is a festival that was started by some people from New Orleans who moved to New Jersey. So the food was authentic and good. And I mostly just ate crawfish, and it's pure protein, which is good. But I definitely think it causes me to retain a lot of fluid. So partially that happened, and partially the rest of the week I was just kind of like, meh, I didn't work out that much. I kind of ate okay, not great, not perfect. I had a few days where I was maybe in the 1,300 to 1,500 calorie range, which is pretty high for where I'm supposed to be. So, I don't know. Guess I just wasn't really feeling it this week. If you look at my chart, you'll see I've been in the 180s for quite some time now. I'm ready to get out of there, and I feel like I'm close to the 170s, and yet still so far. So, I don't know. Still working on it, I guess. I did really enjoy Pearl of Wisdom, as Greenie calls it, that I heard from Sarah at Less of Sarah. I think this was her video from last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. A quote that really particularly stuck with me. She said, "I judge myself against where I want to be," which I think she meant as opposed to where I'm supposed to be compared to BMI charts or whatever. And that really resonated with me because I think it helps for me to have short-term goals that feel more manageable, more doable. Right now, this goal of losing 20 more pounds seems really, really big. And instead, I think it's better for me to set goals of this week, I'm going to eat this way or exercise this much, or even shorter term goals than that. Like today, I'm going to get through today and not go crazy. That's my goal. And as far as exercise goes, some days I feel it and some days I don't, and I don't force myself to work out on days when I just don't have the energy, when I'm just not feeling it, because then it throws everything else out of whack. I really only go work out when I feel like my body's really asking me to get up and move and go do something, which I must say post-op has been frequent. But it's not always, and I don't feel this sense of obligation of I have to go to the gym, and if I don't, I'm a failure. Honestly, I feel like if I go when I'm really not feeling it, that's bad, because it's gonna, I don't know, put me in a bad mood, or maybe I'm gonna eat too much after, or if I'm not prepared, it just throws my whole day out of whack. So, I really like that. I judge myself against where I want to be. So, to me, that means setting shorter term goals and just judging myself against those instead of something that's really big and maybe too hard to chew for right now. What else? Oh, today I went and got blood work done. I have an appointment with my endocrinologist 2 weeks from today, I think, and that'll be pretty close to my 8-month surgiversary. And I'm looking forward to it because, it's always good to see cholesterol coming down and A1C going down and all the good news I get every couple months when I get my blood work done. But I'm also curious if maybe my iron levels are low or something, because I've been tired a lot. last week I had the excuse of being on my period, and the week before I had the excuse of like about to be on my period. But this week I don't really have an excuse. I'm just tired. And I don't know, maybe it's vitamin related. I'm very good about taking all of my vitamins every day, but maybe I need more. I don't know. I'm also curious to see how my liver enzymes are doing and or anything else gallstone related. I don't think I have gallstones. I don't really know. But occasionally, not often, I get this pain kind of like right between the girls, which is right where the top of my sleeve is, I guess, and it's like this almost as if somebody had like just punched me there really really hard at that moment of impact, except that moment of impact lasts for like an hour or more. And this has maybe only happened to me 4 times since surgery, and maybe 3, maybe 4. It happened today. It's often at night, and it's not necessarily related to anything that I've eaten that's unusual, because I always eat the same things. So I don't think it's food related. I don't think it's like dumping or anything like that. Because it doesn't make me sick. It just hurts really bad for a long time. And usually what I do is I put like an ice pack on it and lay down and go to sleep and sleep it off. And today it happened to me like an hour before I left work. And so that was bad because I was like doubled over in pain. And then it was time to leave work, and I was seriously considering like maybe I should just drive myself to the hospital and find out what's going on right now. But I sat in my car for like 10 minutes, and then it passed. At that point it had been a little over an hour. And I don't know. I mean, it's so infrequent. Like I said, in the last 8 months, it's maybe happened 3 times, maybe 4. So I don't think it's urgent enough or pressing enough to be concerned about. I don't know. But maybe my blood work will tell me something. Maybe we'll find out. I don't know. If it becomes more frequent or harder to manage, I assure you, I will take care of it. But I will keep you posted on that. And lastly, I guess I've just been feeling a little demoralized this week. The other day, I kind of came to the harsh realization that I am very much still an addict, a food addict, I don't know, slave to the scale or whatever you want to call it. But this moment of realization came to me when I realized that what gets me out of bed in the morning is stepping on the scale. Like, I'm really not a morning person. The alarm will go off, I hit snooze, it goes off again, I really have to pee, but I just hit snooze because I don't want to have to get up. I know I'm going to be late to work, I hit snooze again, but what finally drives me and motivates me to get up out of bed is that I want to see the number on the scale. And that's bad. I don't know. Or some days, like the literal first thought I have when I wake up is, I'm not going to wait today. Like, whenever my first thought is, upon waking each moment, is about the scale, that's not good, And then if I do weigh, so like, I'm not always a daily weigher. Some days, if I feel like it's not, if I feel like it's motivating me or encouraging me, I will weigh every day. But if I feel like it's distracting or depressing, then I won't. But sometimes I don't know if it's going to be motivating or depressing. So I get on the scale, and whatever the number reads, whether it's good or bad, whether it's a small loss or a big loss, or small gain or a big gain, that very much dictates not just how I feel for the day, but like what food I pack for lunch, how I dress myself for the day, which also impacts how I feel that day. In that moment, I decide whether or not I'm going to exercise that day. Like, I realize even if I feel like more in control some days, it's still like I have an addiction under control. It's not like, oh, I'm no longer an addict. And that's kind of depressing, I think, to realize that you're a slave in some sense to a power beyond yourself. And so I don't mean to get all like mopey or to be a downer. I just try to keep it real, try to talk you through what I'm going through. Maybe if you're feeling that way too, so that you're not alone. Or if you think I'm crazy and you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, there you go. Some people are different. But anyway, that's where I've been this week. Next week, I'm I'm already like preemptively depressed about next week. That's bad too, right? So next week I'm gonna be in a training all week again. I'm going through a Lean Six Sigma Green Belt training, if anybody knows what that is, and it's 2 weeks long. But they did the first week in May, and the second week is in June. And so it's like all day, right? Like from 8 to 5 in this training, and they like cater lunch. And for the first week, I was able to, it was like in my same work building, so I was able to bring my lunch with me and like stick it in the fridge. And when we would break for lunch, they would give us little vouchers, and everybody would go to the cafeteria. But instead, I would just eat my own lunch. Well, next week, it's off-site. It's like at a restaurant all day, like a conference room or whatever. But I'm assuming this restaurant is going to cater breakfast and lunch. So it's going to be harder for me to pack my own food because I don't think I'll have access to a fridge or a microwave. So I'm already like preemptively, it's almost like I've decided next week is just a loss. I mean, like, it's just a waste. Like I'm certainly going to gain weight next week, and oh well, fuck it, there's nothing I can do. And I guess that's part of this like addict mentality that I feel like once one thing goes wrong, everything's just downhill until I'm able to reset the next day or the next week. And that's bad too, right? So like today I had a Hershey's Kiss, and then I had a second one, and then I stopped. But I very much felt like, fuck it, this whole day is absolutely ruined. Like, I might as well just eat a bag of chips, and I might as well just eat everything in sight. I didn't do that. You know what stopped me? I logged the 2 Hershey's Kisses in my FitnessPal and my food. And did you know, maybe you shouldn't know, that each Hershey's Kiss is only 22 calories and like 2 carbs? So kind of not that bad. So with the 2 Hershey's Kisses, it was like 44 calories and like 5, 6 carbs, whatever it was. And then I was like, oh, that's not so bad. I can still recover from this. And the fact that I was able to recover felt like a colossal victory. But that's the sort of thing that like normally on most days would just like snowball me. I'd be out for the count for the day, until I could reset for the next day. And so I guess it was a small victory that didn't happen today. But what I'm saying is that next week I've already decided like, oh, all my meals are going to be ruined. I can do breakfast fine, but my lunch is going to be ruined. So who cares what I do for dinner? And like I'm already like I'm putting this negative thing in the world, and I don't know how to fix it because I'm like a planner, and like if I don't have a good plan, then I don't know what to do. I'm not good at freestyling things. So yeah, sorry again. I didn't mean for this video to be a downer. Just wanted to share the headspace that I'm in, and I hope everything else is going well for you guys. And hopefully, I'm all wrong about everything, and hopefully next week is a huge loss and everything's easy and it's somehow totally fine. Maybe it'll be really sunny and I'll just be in a really good mood, and maybe everything will work out. I don't know. I will talk with you later and I will let you know. Okay, bye.